forgot to mention, you always bring a rope with you for auto asphyxiation, folks. It's auto asphyxiation. It's for masturbation from the tree stand. I'm kidding, folks. It's when you gut the deer, it's easy to drag it out. You can tie it around a stick, and like when you work your lats out at the gym, whoosh, you can put a stick between this rope, so you got your hands then free on each side of the stick, and you can pull it back a lot easier that way. So there you have it, guys. You have just hunted with Ross of Nazareth, the one and only, the greatest podcast host in the multiverse. This is the George Carlin podcast. Come on now.
Bragging about how COVID didn't fool me, and the deep state's out to get me. And have you heard about Obama's chef for Hillary Clinton's dossier? Hey, 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 stop this madness. I can think of a more likely possibility. Maybe people just suck. Maybe Hillary Clinton sucks. I swear we're all guilty. If you did a deep dive on me in my 20s, I should be locked behind bars.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest podcast in the multiverse. We got that killer instinct, dude. That killer instinct here on the George Carlin podcast. I'm going to show you the very basic necessities of going on a still walk, which we're going to do first. Still walk hunt, where you walk very quietly and look around for deer. We're going to do that about 2.5 miles away from my tree stand, where hopefully we'll push some over to my tree stand where I'm going to be until it gets dark. First thing you need is a hunting license. If you want to shoot doe in this state of the beautiful Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, you're going to have to buy a doe tag. Those are like $6, but you get all this money back. The crossbow is about $400. Nothing fancy. This isn't Steve Rinella and Joe Rogan going on a $40,000 elk hunt, where they have the best tents, the best equipment. I'm just layered up. I got Carhartt. I'm a Carhartt man, ladies and gentlemen. This is the basic stuff. You need a hunting license, you need a crossbow, you need some arrows, and this is my blunt tip arrow that just fell out of my quiver here. Hold on. Why you bring a blunt tip, by the way, is because I just cocked back my crossbow, and you don't want to leave with it cocked back, and you can't dry fire it. So you bring a stopper with you. If you do not get a deer, you don't kill a deer, and you fire your blunt tip into that. So you're not wasting one of these arrows that you use to kill deer. And this is what, those are extremely sharp. And these tips kind of come out when they hit your target, and hopefully you kill the deer. But you also need a headlamp, which I have several from the RV days, because you're gonna have to follow the blood trail. So top secret locale, can't let them find me like the old days. Let's go hunting. All right. Got to be very quiet. We are hunting rabbits. So how you walk quietly in the woods, ladies and gentlemen, is you pick up your boots. You pick up your legs vertically in the air like this. You can barely hear me. You can hear me. But deer can definitely hear you. So luckily we're not at our hunting spot, and we're still like, a football field away from my truck. So just wanted to tell you guys how to basically walk. No one talks about the basics, the fundamentals of hunting. And that's where I come in. We're going to break down all the basics here and just show you how you do it. And hopefully we will pray to the deer gods and get us a nice buck or a nice doe. And I'll show you how to gut a deer. We can skin a buck. We can run a trot line. A country boy can survive. I actually don't know how to run a trot line. I don't. I know how to brackish, water fish, deep sea fishing. Of course, freshwater fishing. I know how to fly fish even. Dry fly fish with dry flies. And with that said, I don't know how to run a trot line. I should know that. Maybe I should learn that and teach everyone else on this amazing podcast how to do that. But I don't. I know how to kind of look at that killer instinct, dude. I know how to sight in a crossbow or a compound bow. 30-06. Not that was used in any assassination attempts, because we all know it was the lapel. It was the lapel, Mike, that exploded. Unfortunately, I saw that video. I tell my audience that I don't like seeing videos like that because you can't unsee it. I don't like watching people die. I find it very sad, gross even. But I watched it and I didn't even want to watch it. Alex Jones, total emergency podcast. And I clicked on this total emergency podcast and I saw the video, unfortunately. So, all right, we are here at the undisclosed locale and we're going to begin our still walk. And this is where I turn the video off. And I'm going to probably turn it back on when I'm in my tree stand. So, peace out, Girl Scouts. We're getting down with the business. Down with the sickness. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the tree stand. And I used this carabiner that my dad installed in this tree stand to hoist the crossbow up. So you can climb the ladder without carrying your crossbow. At the same time, you want at least 3 points of contact while climbing the tree stand ladder at all times. So now it's a waiting game. And luckily it's not too cold. It's not too windy yet, but I might be sitting here for a few hours. So hopefully I'll get a nice big one. Yeah. Already out, dude. There's this fucking plane that keeps circling. It's really pissing me off. That plane circling me. I don't trust black female pilots. I don't trust black female pilots because, females, they're not good under pressure. They can't perform under pressure like a man can. So that's why you don't see a lot of female archery hunters. Because you get an adrenaline spike. And I don't think, a female can perform as well as a man under pressure. That's why I don't trust black female pilots. And that's that. So antlers on deer, they fall off every year. And it's different than like a satanic goat. For instance, satanic goats have like Satan's Bluetooth chips permanently stuck in their head. I think that's why in history people thought like goats were satanic, because they have horns. They don't fall off. Deer have antlers. That's the difference. That's a misconception. And why the bucks, the male deer, have antlers that fall off, it has to do with sex. It has to do with sex, guys. Deer have Tinder. It's like a deer Tinder dating app that Bill Gates made. And what was going on is the does, the female deer, they're just swiping left on every buck, because the bucks with the small racks, they have like, two tiny spike antlers, not even legal to kill. What they're doing is they're holding the camera at a specific angle to make them appear bigger. You hear that? That's that plane, man. he did this Tinder dating app for deer. The small bucks are holding their camera at these silly angles with lighting and the whole thing, and the does are just swiping left on the deer with actual 10-point racks. You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Now, so why deer drop their antlers right after they have sex is because it's hormonal. They have no control over their antlers. And it's called antler regeneration, or growing the antlers back every year. And they drop them when they shed their antlers. It's all hormones. That's why I drenched myself in doe urine. You don't take showers. Joe Rogan's not going to talk about this stuff. You know, I didn't take a shower in over 3 weeks. No deodorant. And that's because I'm deer hunting. That's archery hunting 101. So now that plane has passed, I'm going to go back to hunting. I'm ready, baby. I got my my killer instincts are on, dude. I got my deadly arrow set. My scope is sighted in. I'm ready, baby. I'm ready. I'm gonna be here for hours. All right. Peace out, Girl Scouts. I hear that plane again, man. And there is a chemtrail right behind the plane. I'm not gonna show you guys, but you gotta take my word for it. There is a chemtrail. I see it right now. So this is why I hunt ethically. I get my entire freezer full of delicious deer meat, low fat, protein, and you know where your food came from. People, they're eating meat from the grocery store. They don't know where that came from. You know, it's disgusting the way they have these chickens just mass produced, stacked on top of each other, shitting everywhere. That's why there's so much salmonella poisoning in the United States. It's because it's unethical. Ethical deer hunting, you know where your food is coming from. You know, 1 deer, you have your entire freezer full. 2 deer, you're gonna need another freezer. 3 deer, congratulations, you're a doomsday prepper. You know what I'm saying? So, this is the biggest misconception of all. Why do you hunt? It's animal cruelty. Well, actually, if the deer population, if you do not hunt, there will be overpopulation of deer, and the browse, what they eat, will be scarce in the winter months. Disease will spike. A lot of people will hit deer. You ever hit a 250-pound buck going 40 miles an hour in a Prius? Let me tell you, the buck wins. So you're gonna wanna hunt. It's ethical. People don't know this, but by reducing the population, you're actually stabilizing the environment. When there is an overpopulation of deer, within a few years, there's no deer left. Disease and starvation takes the deer out. So before you call me an animal killer, I'm cruel. Trust me, I want to do one and done shot. I'm a one and done man. I'm a one and done prayer man. You know, I pray one and done. That means I pray with finality, folks. I want to shoot with finality. So that plane that was really pissing me off, it left. So I'm going back to my hunting game, which is deadly, because I have killer instinct. I really do. I have that killer instinct. Come on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we did not get a deer tonight, but there's always tomorrow. In PA, you can now hunt on Sundays, so check it out. I use that blunt tip arrow. If I did not see a deer, I'm going to shoot it right in that dead stop there. What target should I go for, guys? Should I go for the mid? I'll go for the mid. All right. Safety's right here. We're locked and loaded. All right. I don't want to waste your time with, that was about 17 yards approximately. I could have actually done that. And when you pull out an arrow, you're going to want to stay close to the middle and you pull. You never pull by the feathers, folks. And the odd feather always goes down when you're loading. So there you have it, folks. You guys came deer hunting with your bro. And guys, as I'm leaving my cabin, I gotta tell you the most important part. Once you're done hunting, you know, since the military invented these tick-borne diseases, and in the 50s infected Cuban farmers with tick diseases, just like Lyme's disease, which I actually have from hunting. You really want to get a black female to inspect your body for ticks. I believe in black females checking your body for ticks. So anyways, check yourself for ticks before you wreck yourself with ticks and Lyme disease, which I have. All right, Anti-George Carlin, George Carlin podcast for life.